Hello YouTube, I'm back. First video I made in quite a while. Apologies for that, but I've had some personal stuff and some health issues that meant I've not felt up to recording in a while. But I am back now, back with something a little bit different to some of the more recent videos I had been making. I've managed to get the streaming software and stuff working on my computer again. Though obviously I still don't have a graphics card in my computer, but I don't need a graphics card in order to run Football Manager. So Football Manager is what I am doing because I love playing this game, and I've made some Football Manager videos before that people seem to quite like and I enjoyed making, so I figured why not give it another shot. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Now I've decided to manage, as you can see, I've decided to manage Preston North End. Main reason that is I wanted to do something sort of a bit different to what I normally do, and what I've done before in these videos, and I also wanted to go with sort of a team who weren't in debt, partly because I think, you know, a lot of the teams you can manage in Football Manager, particularly nowadays, have loan debts or something like that to pay off, which isn't great and sort of limits what you can do with them a bit, especially the smaller clubs. So I thought I'll go for a smaller club. You know, I thought sort of Championship or League One that doesn't have much debt, or in this case has no debt at all. That I can sort of try and make them into sort of a really sort of top team. So that's what we're going to try and do with Preston. The other reason I went to Preston is, of course, they're sort of one of the oldest sort of football clubs around. You see, they're founded in 1880, and they were actually, I think, one of the first teams ever to sort of win the English top flight back in the 1800s. So I thought, you know, for the history and that, I thought that might be quite interesting. So yeah, that's who I've gone with. So if we have a little look at Preston North End on Football Manager 2017, I'm playing with the January update because, well, why not? Excuse me. So as you can see, they're in the Championship, predicted to finish 19th, but hopefully we can do a little bit better than that. Their fierce rivals are Blackpool and Burnley, who are both local rivals. The other rivals, again, both local ones for them, Blackburn Rovers and Bolton Wanderers. Their finances are okay, I'll show you that in more detail in a minute. Their owner is enjoying life at the club, it says. Estimated value of 23.5 million, but there's no debt, which is great. Average ticket price is £24. Average season ticket price is £425, and they have around 7,500 season ticket holders. They don't have any transfer policies. This is a list of sort of their legends, their icons, and their favoured personnel. Hopefully, we'll create some new people in here during the series. As you can see, also up here, you've got year founded 1880, and of course they're a professional club. Let's have a quick look at the facilities. So they played their home matches at Deepdale Stadium, which is a 23,404 capacity stadium, built in 1878. Wow, that's impressive. They played there all that time. It's obviously based in England. No undersoil heating or a roof, though. Obviously, undersoil heating, I think you actually do need nowadays to play in the Premier League. So if we get promoted, that'll be something that the board will probably have to do. As you can see, pitch condition is currently rated perfect. Corporate facilities are rated as average. Training facilities are impressive. Youth facilities are adequate. As you can see, they're only level 3 though, rather than being sort of top level. Youth facilities and junior coaching and recruitment are both adequate and average, so not brilliant. Oh, there you go. The stadium was built in 1878, but was actually rebuilt in 2008, and it's owned by the club, which is always good because it means you can expand it if you need to. They've only got 2 affiliates at the moment. They're both sort of smaller teams. Bamber Bridge hosts an annual friendly between the 2 teams, and so did Chorley. So that's, you know, that's that. I might try and look at creating new affiliates. Just looking at their recent history, you can see they've been League 2, League 1 a bit, but mainly they've been in the Championship other than a brief recent spell in League 1, but then they came 11th in the Championship this season before we start the game and take over them. Have a look at their history. They, of course, have won the well, it says won the Premier League. They won what was, of course, the old First Division in 1889 and 1890. Runners up in 1891, 1892, 1893, 1906, 1953, and most recently in 1958. Third placed in 1938 and 1957. They won the FA Cup on 2 occasions in 1889 and 1938. Runners up in 1888. 1922, 1937, 1954 and 1964. They've won the second tier, which is now the Championship, 3 times. The third tier, which is now League 1, on 2 occasions. Runs off in Community Shield once. And they've won the 4th tier, the Sky Bet League 2, as it is now in this game, just the once in 1996. If you want to look for any more of that, then feel free to pause and do have a look. Quick look at some of their records then. Highest ever league position, of course, is first in the top flight. Lowest ever position is 23rd in League 2. So obviously they weren't relegated for whatever reason that year. Most points in the season, 95. Fewest points in the season, 23. Most wins in season, 28. Fewest wins in season, 8. Highest attendance, 42,684 against Arsenal in April 1938. Biggest win, 26-0 in the FA Cup in 1887. Biggest defeat was 7-0 to Blackpool in 1948. That 26-0 win was also their highest scoring game. Their highest scoring league game was 12-0 against Millwall in 1930. As you can see, their highest transfer fee ever paid was £1.5 million to sign David Healy from Manchester United in December 2000. Highest transfer fee received was £6 million for David Nugent from Portsmouth in 2007. Most league goals, Tom Finney with 187. Most league appearances, Alan Kelly with 447. And yeah, I won't go through all of them because we'll be here forever if I go through all of them. But yeah, just sort of give you an overview of the club, and for anyone who's not familiar with Preston, if you probably know a bit about them already. But there you go. Excuse me. Have a quick look at the finances. As you can see, they start out with a balance of 2.657 million. So not a huge amount, but not in debt either. We have a transfer budget of £1 million, and I think a wage budget of about £10,000 to work with. Might adjust that a bit depending on what we decide to do. I'll quickly click on income and expenditure if any of you want to have a look at that in more detail. Excuse me. So that's just that. This is, like I said, I wanted the club didn't have any debt because I just like the idea of being a club that doesn't have to worry about paying off loads of debts. So there you go. They only had one sponsorship deal, which is their main kit, which is £300,000 a year. Projected actually to be in the red financially by the end of the year, so we'll have to see if there's maybe something we can do about that. So that's unfortunate, isn't it? That's going to tie our hands a bit if the club's predicted to be in debt. But we'll have a look and see what we think we can do. Maybe if we outperform what's expected of us in the league, that will sort of affect that. So as you can see, I literally started the game, so I've just taken charge of the club. I'll show you my profile quickly. As you can see, I'm 27 years old, English/Irish, born in Bath. So yeah, that's me. That's my preferred formation that I normally play with, which is 4-1-2-3 DM wide. I don't know if we'll be able to do that with Preston or not. We'll have to see what players they've got. It says my playing style is mixed, my coaching style is technical, my mentality is adventurous, my pressing style is mixed, and my marking style is mixed. Second preferred formation is a 4-2-4 wide. You can see I've only got a 1.5 star reputation. What I did is I just set it to sort of the default for someone with a reputation level like Preston's. So obviously all the characteristics are just going to be default for now. Coaching style, I went for the youth development ones, so the only ones that have really got much sort of impressiveness with them are technical and working with youngsters. And then obviously my youngster knowledge is good, and then level of discipline, man management, motivating one okay. All of the others really need work and will hopefully go up as we go through the game. It's got my favourite clubs in real life listed on there, if anyone's interested in that, I guess. I don't know why I put Dortmund on there. Dortmund are okay. I don't really follow German football that closely, to be honest. But I like into the Italian team. I like Bath City, my local team, so I support them. But yeah, says who's got. I always find this sort of like it gives you a best and worst opinion of you even before you've said anything. So clearly, other managers are making very snap judgments of you there. You know, which does seem a little unfair, I have to say. But there you go. I wonder if I can start a coaching course actually. Will they do that? Oh, they will do that. Well, there you go then. That's a brilliant start to get off to. I'm going to do a coaching course. Right, so let's look at the transfer update. So obviously there's a few players who are currently in on loan and a few players who are currently out on loan, so that's something to keep in mind. I think a few of these are going to be in the first team as well, so that's definitely something to bear in mind, I think. Got a few injuries as well, which isn't ideal. Responsibilities, I've set some of them already to my chief scout or assistant manager. I'll probably check through that a bit in more detail. So yeah, I've been welcomed to the club by the chairman. I'll probably bring in my own. Might look to bring in my own staff. I'll have a look at what the staff here are like actually. On £9,500 a week on a 1-year contract. So let's attend the meeting just quickly. So I just tend to go through this quite quickly. I'm not too bothered about philosophies right now. I don't want it into squad friendly. I just find those tedious, and they don't really. I don't find them that beneficial generally either, to be honest. Oh, here we go. Squad report. Though this, I always try and get the squad report because I think this is something that helps, particularly if you're managing a club you don't know very well. So unless I'm managing a club that I follow closely in real life, you know, obviously this is going to be useful for me. So the strengths it's given me here is that I've got good depth in midfield. So Ben Pearson is one of 3 players who can feature as a defensive midfielder. I've got 6 players who can play in central midfield. I've got a good goalkeeper. I've got a good right back. There's lots of leaders and good characters in Scotland, which is always encouraging. There's a number of talented youth prospects at the club, which is good because I really like to focus on developing young players and giving them a chance in the team. So we've got Matthew Hudson, Liam Grimshaw, Ben Davies. We'll have a look at those more closely, probably in the next episode. Weaknesses, so goalkeeping depth is a definite weakness. We only really have one goalkeeper I think they're saying is any good. Wage budget obviously doesn't give us much room to manoeuvre, but I might have a little fiddle around with the sliders before the next episode and start to some transfers. Work rate, obviously the assistants highlighted as a concern for me, as well as strength, teamwork, first touch, passing, overall depth, the transfer budget, and the coaching staff. Well, the coaching stuff I can do something about. The rest of it, we'll have to wait and see. Passing is definitely something I want to look at. I do try and get players with good passing because I tend to play quite possession-based tactics. So we'll have to have a look at that and see what we can do based on that. That's the advice summary that they've sent me as well. So it's recommending a change of captain or vice captain even. Telling me suitable penalty takers, free kick takers, corner takers, suggesting some attackers to scout. I'll apply all for that. Why not? I'll let them scout all the people they recommend because you never know. Sometimes that's quite useful. I may decide they've not scouted players who I want though, but we'll have a look. Chief Scouts welcome me to the club. And he's just recommended some players to me, but we'll look at that in a bit more detail. So anyway, I think I don't want to make this first video too long. It's just sort of an introduction to the series, just give you an idea. basically, yeah, like I said, it's going to be a project. Basically, I'm going to try and make Preston sort of one of the top teams. Um, Obviously, hopefully, without getting the club into debt or having or needing them to take out loans and stuff like that, because I just prefer to do it that way. I'm going to try and focus on bringing through youngsters. That's going to be a big focus for me, and I'll have a look at that probably in more detail in the next episode. So what I'll do before the next episode is I'll just have a look through the squad. I'll highlight any players in the next episode that I think are particular talents or particular prospects for the future. I'll have a look at bringing in some staff and what the staff currently here are like. I'll also have a look maybe at bringing in a couple of transfers, and I'll let you know if I do that. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for the first episode, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I'll be doing mainly I'm going to be focusing on this for now. Probably just do a few episodes of this, just to get myself back into making some videos because it's been a while. But yeah, there'll be more stuff on the channel as well eventually, hopefully. So yeah, that'll do, and thank you very much for watching.